So you're on the carnivore diet, but you're cheating on the carnivore diet. I'll tell you why that's a problem, because if you're someone like me who had severe gut issues and you were trying to resolve all the symptoms in your body from a foggy brain, bloated stomach, feeling tired all the time, and you still cheated once in a while, to me, a severe solution is required for a severe problem. And cheating, at least in the beginning stages of the carnivore diet, is not good, in my opinion, because you're resetting your body back to where it was, which is high inflammation, in the high inflammation state. And to me, if you really are committed to resolving these gut issues, because it's so bad that you feel like you can't really perform well at work, you can't really talk to your friends and have high energy, you feel like you didn't sleep well when you knew you did, cheating on the carnivore diet, like even once a week, is not helpful. And I'll say this because, your body, it's trying to first heal the gut and recreate the gut lining. Because right now, the gut lining is so thin that pathogens, microbes are going past it into the bloodstream, and it can't filter the food well that you just ingested. It can't absorb the nutrients that your body just ingested. So it needs to heal first. And then once it's healed, then it'll start to digest the food well, process it well, absorb the nutrients from it well. And that can only be done when you give it at least, guys, like 2 months of just doing the carnivore diet, day in, day out, eating grass-fed beef, grass-fed butter, or even grass-fed, ghee. If you're really sensitive to dairy, do the grass-fed ghee, and eat some blueberries because it's very low in sugar. You can eat maybe like half a cup of blueberries a day and a tiny bit of raw honey. But that's pretty much it, guys. If you can do that for 2 months, you'll see a huge difference in your gut. Because think about this, if you can do that in the short term and suffer a little bit, and then in the long term, for the rest of your life, you'll be able to add back variety into your diet. And I would hope, by variety, I would mean like fruit, not so much vegetables, but fruit, because a lot of the vegetables have anti-nutrients, and I'm not a big fan of that. As well as like nuts, have a lot of oxalates, which are not good for you. So I would suggest doing the carnivore diet very strictly for 2 months, not cheating on the carnivore diet at all, and making sure to stop those sugar cravings by having substitutes like sparkling water and even like electrolytes. Like having enough salt in your diet, enough animal fat can really combat, believe it or not, these sugar cravings. And to me, if you cheat on the carnivore diet in the beginning when you have severe gut issues, it's probably why your gut is not healing still, okay? So really commit, guys. Commit to the carnivore diet for at least 2 months. This does not have to be for the rest of your life. It doesn't have to be. I don't believe in that. And I'm gonna give my own testimonial about how, I do use the carnivore diet now when I feel like I want to detox, when I feel like I want to just feel even more better. Because my gut is already better, guys. Like, I don't need to be that strict on my diet. I incorporated raw milk again every day. And not that raw milk is part of the carnivore diet, but before I was so strict, I wasn't even drinking raw milk even. And now I add more fruit, but that's because I really hit it hard in the beginning doing the carnivore diet, because in the long term, I was able to add variety into my diet. And like I said, I'll make a separate video about my testimonial of why I'm no longer on the carnivore diet, but I am still on the animal diet, which I'll talk about in another video. So you can get there too. Just be very strict on yourself for the first 2 months so you can get your gut back on track. And then you can incorporate the raw milk, a little bit honey in the milk, eating a little bit more fruit in the future. But for now, guys, let's get that gut healed, okay? Let's stop all those negative symptoms in the body, okay? And with that being said, you guys, if you are struggling with pain, overall discomfort, you have a bad memory loss, you have a foggy brain, you can't think efficiently, right? When you talk to people, you can't conversate well either. You feel tired all the time, and most of all, you have a bloated stomach. Then you're gonna have to watch my video down below that I created just for you about the 7 mistakes that you are making to not heal your gut. Okay? Have an amazing day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.